Hello everyone, my name is Erin Shields, and today we are going to be learning about succulents, and by the end of this video, you should be able to demonstrate how to propagate one yourself. Looking at our agenda for today, we will be talking about what it means to propagate your succulents, a few of the reasons why succulents are a good choice for growing, and finally, the process of how to propagate your succulents. So what is propagation? What does it mean to propagate your succulent? Propagation is when you take either a leaf or a cutting from a succulent and use it to grow an entirely new plant. There are other ways and parts of the plant to use when propagating, but those are the two parts that we will be using in this video. An important term to know when it comes to propagating plants is the term mother plant. The mother plant is the plant from which you take your leaf or your cutting. After your new plant begins to grow, the leaf from which it sprouted, known as the mother leaf, dries up and dies as it gives its nutrients to the new growth. When it comes to propagating succulents, some plants will work better for the process than others. Take a good long look at your plant. If it has thick and juicy leaves, then it will likely be right for propagation. Thin leaves typically do not have luck with propagation, so it is best to go for a denser leaf when you want to propagate. Before we get into the actual propagating process, I would like for you to know a few reasons as to why you should consider growing your own succulents. Succulents can typically thrive off of simply good dirt, sunlight, and minimal watering. These reasons make succulents a wonderful choice for a person that is new to gardening. There have been times when I forgot that I even had a succulent, and it still managed to come back to life and thrive after only a little watering. Along with their ease of care, succulents offer a few health benefits. As a plant, they produce oxygen, with some succulents even producing oxygen during nighttime. Succulents are also great at purifying the air in your home, removing the toxins that linger in the air. Aside from the benefits to your lungs, plants like aloe can be used topically to treat burns, as well as internally to help with digestive inflammation. Before we learn the steps to propagating your succulents, you want to make sure that you have all of the proper supplies ready. You will need a spray bottle for misting your plants, pots for the dry type or a jar for the wet type, and of course dirt, water, and a spot with a lot of sunlight. The two types of propagation we're looking at are dry and wet. With dry propagation, you place your leaf or your cutting directly on top of or into the soil. Make sure that if you have chosen a leaf, you pluck it from the mother plant, leaving as much of the leaf intact as possible. After letting your leaf or cutting dry for a few days, you will notice that the end has sort of scabbed over. This is when you may begin misting your plant with water. Ensure that you are spritzing the ends whenever you notice that the soil has gone dry. With wet propagation, you're going to take your jar or your cup and fill it relatively full of water. You then place the end of your cutting into the water and place the jar in a sunny spot. After some time, you will notice that the roots have sprouted out into the water. That's really all there is to wet propagation. My personal favorite plant to use this type of propagation with is a string of pearls. The roots can get so crazy. When you're dry propagating and you see that the mother leaf has died, then you know that it's time to plant your new growth in the soil. With wet propagation, you will know that it's time when there seems to be a good number of roots in the jar. All you have to do is get your soil, poke some holes, and stick the new plant in the holes. This is an example of a plant that I propagated a few months ago from just a leaf. It's still small, but it's growing well. So you've propagated your succulent. Now what? Well, you can use your new plants to fill out empty spaces in pots. You can grow your current plant collection, or you could even gift it to a friend. No matter what, you can be proud that you were able to grow yourself a brand new plant. Thank you for watching. Again, my name is Erin Shields, and I hope that today you learned a little something about succulents and the fun things that you can do with them.